Hey, welcome back to the party. It is me, your girl BrittReacts, and today we're going to react to part 2 of Brad Williams' Fun Size. And apparently there are several parts, and as long as you're watching, I'm reacting. That's all I got to say, okay? Okay. What? Y'all, just pray for me, okay? It's a Friday. I am almost done with this espresso. Oh, you see this? You see how rude that is? If you know, then you know this is not how you spell my name, but I'm drinking it. Anyway, yeah, y'all have told me how many of these there are, and I'm willing to watch every special because I think this man is hilarious.
I do, because that's the thing, is my jokes are a lot of times true stories. People ask me all the time, Brad, you're a comedian. How do you write your material? I don't. Here's how I write jokes. Step 1, be a dwarf. Step 2, wait.
Touche.
Funny shit's gonna happen to you. You never know when. It's not like I look down like, 3 o'clock, funny shit's about to happen. No, it's not like that. It just happens randomly. Like not too long ago, I took my mom out to lunch. Now, before I go on with this joke, just know that my mom is not a little person like me.
Okay.
And my dad, not a dwarf. No.
Okay.
I know, we don't
that
have to
can
all come
happen,
from the same
folks.
tribe. You can't like drive down the street and be like, which house do the dwarves live in? It's the mushroom with the door in it.
I grew up in like the suburbs north of Atlanta, and shout out to Gwinnett County. If you know, you know. And off of Pleasant Hill Road, there's a Chick-fil-A, and it's called the Dwarf House, and it has a little red door. And I've never understood, and apparently it's not the only one, but I just have never understood like why. What is the significance? So if anyone could ever tell me, is it offensive to little people? Like what? Why Chick-fil-A? Okay, let's keep going. I was just saying like, yeah, like little people can come from big people. Even I knew that, okay?
It's the mushroom with the door in it. So my mom is driving, I'm in the passenger seat, not a booster, fuck off. I'm the normal chair like a big boy. And my mom comes behind this guy. Now this guy's trying to turn down a one-way street, but he's going the wrong way down the one-way street. And this is causing all sorts of traffic, and people are honking, getting very upset. My mom is right behind him. She is polite. She's a prim and proper Southern belle from Savannah, Georgia. And she looks at the guy, she goes, excuse me there, sir. I don't believe you can make a left-hand turn at this particular intersection.
She born in 1800?
I know, you hear that?
What?
You're lemonade right now, don't you? Like, that's my mom. And then this guy proceeds to look at my mother and goes, why don't you shut the fuck up?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I'm killing you right now.
Yeah,
okay?
absolutely not.
I'm killing you. You say that to my mom? That's my mom. I love my mom. She gave birth to me. And just so you know, giving birth to a dwarf is not easy. It's not like you just sneeze and we fly out of there. Okay? Like, the doctor isn't sitting there with a catcher's mitt, like, you know, like that doesn't happen.
Catcher's
mitt. It's very
mitt.
hard to give birth to a little person. When I was born, my head was about the same size as it is right now, okay?
All right, first of all, I need to turn off the closed captions because the words are popping up before he finishes the joke, and it's bothering me. Also, oh my God, that's hilarious. So many of you, in a transparent moment in my first reaction to Brad's Fun Size Part 1, I admitted that I grew up with what I now know is a phobia to little people, and I had no idea it was a phobia. I was always like super embarrassed about it. All my friends made fun of me about it and always would like point out little people just to see me like kind of implode, because I didn't want to like freak out outwardly, but I was literally having some type of like panic attack on the inside, and I never understood why. And I really hated it because I know that little people are people, and it's why I would suppress how it made me feel outwardly, because I never wanted to hurt anybody's feelings. But so many of you not only told me the name of the phobia, which I can't even pronounce, so I'm just gonna leave it there, but you told me Brad talks about it in one of his specials, and there are like several like people in celebrities who have like outwardly talked about this phobia. So I feel very seen. Thank you for letting me know that I am not alone. But also in your comments, some of you were explaining the phobia. And now that Brad has said this, like my head was the same size, I definitely think it has something to do with like the proportions. And I don't really struggle with this phobia anymore. However that happened, I like outgrew it. Because if I didn't, I'm gonna tell you right now, I wouldn't have been able to react to this. Like that's how like I hate to use the word frightening because it just feels unkind, but it's just how I was frightened. And I mean, like, y'all, it was really bad. I'm not going to go into detail. You can use your imagination. But I definitely think it's like the proportions. Like he's saying, like his head was the same size when he was born, and like it, like their arms are typically. I mean, dwarfism is just like normal bodied people. It's like we come in different shapes and sizes, but I think for the most part, it was just the proportions, and something about that like just made me uncomfortable. But I never stopped to think like, are these proportions this way when they're born? And he's sitting here saying like, yeah, like it's not easy to give birth to a dwarf. And you're like, but why? You were probably smaller than maybe the average size baby that is born. But with the head of a grown man, I've had 2 babies come out the natural canal. And I'm going to tell you right now, ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Also, if you hear anything outside, I live in a snow globe and there's a lot of shoveling and truck scraping. I apologize. Okay. Anyway, I just wanted to let y'all know I feel seen. I thank you. And I now feel like I have more like understanding of how I used to feel. So thank you.
Give birth to a little person. When I was born, my head was about the same size as it is right now, okay? Do you understand what
That's
that
crazy.
means? And my mom never complained. She never once complained. My dad, he complains about it all the time.
What right does your dad have to complain?
You realize that was the first pussy you ever tore up?
Oh!
Like,
How many
that's
stitches?
My mom. She gave birth to me. I will defend this woman. I will die for this woman. So I get out of the car and I started yelling at this guy. What the hell did you just say? What the hell? Get out here. Get out here, you son of a bitch. Let's go, asshole. And he gets out of the car. I'm like, oh, shit, this is actually happening right now. Okay, this is going to come as a shock to you people. I don't know how to fight. No such thing as midget UFC, okay? There should be midget UFC. That would be awesome. Like me and Wee Man in a ball pit at Chuck E. Cheese. Like, let's get it on. You know what I mean?
Do you guys know? Sorry, excuse me. They like don't have ball pits anymore. Like it's like, I don't know if it's post-COVID or what, but like they don't exist. And I took my kids to Chuck E. Cheese recently because a friend of mine signed her 2-year-old up with a membership to Chuck E. Cheese. Like, what's going on there? And they replaced the ball pit with like a mini trampoline park. It's so cute. They no longer have the animatronics, which honestly for me, good, because I was also mortified and terrified of them. And Chucky didn't come out the whole time. Just like times are changing. All right. But this is funny. He's really funny. And I get it. Like he probably does just naturally have so many funny stories because of his physical presence, that he doesn't have to, he just has to refine the material. He doesn't have to actually write it.
Me and Wee Man in a ball pit at Chuck E. Cheese. Like, let's get it on. You know what I mean?
Let's get it on.
So I don't know how to fight. The only fighting I know is stuff I learned from video games in the 90s. So this guy's charging at me, and I have some weird instinct. I just look at him and I go, Hadouken.
Hadouken? What game is that?
Now, for those of you who don't know what that is, I will explain.
Please.
There was a video game in the 90s called Street Fighter 2.
Right? I know Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Which character said
There were
Hadouken?
2 characters in that game. They wouldn't just punch and kick. No, they would yell out Hadouken, and they would throw a fireball from their hands. A fireball, because that might be useful in a fight. Punch, kick, fireball. It works. And that's right. I'm like, Hadouken. I just yelled it out.
Hadouken.
You think I'm crazy, but this shows you how much people don't know about little people. I yelled out Hadouken. This guy flinched and then ran away. He ran away. Do you understand what that means? That means that when I yelled out Hadouken, this guy thought,
well, it's clear this man was not having his best day if he was going down a one way, the wrong way, and then cursed out your sweet lemonade passing out of a mother. And now he's believing that you Hadoukened him. Yeah, there was something else there. There's an element, I don't know. I also like visualizing this happening. Like the mom is behind him and I'm trying to visualize like, okay, this is the one way. Maybe he's trying to turn this way. How is the mom having a conversation with him from behind if they're both in cars? Did she just like stick her sweet little lemonade mouth out of the window? Like, what happened here? And he turned back. He looked out of his window and cussed at her. Make it make sense for me, people.
What that means that when I yelled out Hadouken, this guy thought, well, he is a dwarf. He can probably throw a fireball. I'm booking it. At that point, I would give all of my money to be there when this guy told his friends this story. No, bro, you have no idea what happened to me, man. I yelled at this woman today. She got pissed off. She had a button on her car, an attack midget, just like that.
An attack midget?
Attack midget started throwing fireballs at me. I had to block it and like dodge and do that. I didn't even know they had attack midgets. I have seen every episode of MTV Cribs. You never saw a 50 Cent like, yo, this is my Mercedes, and it comes with a motherfucking attack midget right there. It never happened. And you would assume that from Mercedes or BMW, sure, but based on what I saw today, let me tell you right now, Kia has stepped their game.
Kia.
I don't know when these things are gonna happen. Common, everyday activities can turn into crazy stories at any time. I was having lunch not too long ago with one of my best friends, Adam, and we're at a McDonald's. I know, I've made it in show business. And now this particular McDonald's had a play place attached to it, all right? And me and Adam were just sitting there.
Few and far between these days.
All of a sudden, this kid, I don't know if he thought that I was threatening his hood or like invading his turf. He just runs out of the play place. He's got a ball from the ball pit, sees me and just hucks this and nails me right in the head. Can't miss this son of a bitch, okay? So I pop up, I'm like, what the hell? I see it's a kid. I don't care. I have street cred. I gotta defend myself. I'm going after the kid.
Care either.
I start walking after him. Now, Adam, my friend, he's a tall guy, but he essentially works for me, so he's like, all right, I guess we're beating up 7-year-olds today. And he started walking after him. Now, this particular play place must have had an incident of some kind because they had a security
Haven't they
guard.
all?
He sees
Brad, where were you that you were at a happy McDonald's happy place and there was security? What side of the tracks were you
Adam
on?
coming towards me. He's like, hey, you can't come in here. And he looks at me. He's like, yeah, you can come on in. Yeah, that's cool. I'm not offended. I just got the green light to whoop some ass. So I run into the play place. I look around. I see the kid. But the other kids that are there in the play place, they see me walk in. They start clapping and cheering and getting all happy. I'm like, what the heck? And then I realize they think I'm a new mascot. Like, there's the Hamburglar and Ronald McDonald, and now there's the McNugget midget, apparently. Like, I'm gonna make it rain sweet and sour sauce. You know,
I cannot.
And now they're clapping, but I see the kid, and he sees me. We lock eyes, and he turns around, and he runs up the slide. Now he's in the tubes, because he thinks he's safe in the tubes. You dumb fuck. You are not safe in those tubes. I am 4'4". I can run in those tubes, okay? I get in the tubes. I'm Super Mario, and he got the stars. Good. So I run up the tube, I see the kid, I run right up to him, I grab him, I start dragging him out by his little stride right, okay? I'm dragging
Not
him
his stride right. Okay, so if he's 4'4" and he said he's dealing with a 7-year-old, is he taller than the 7-year-old? No, probably not. My daughter is 10 and she's... I'm again trying to visualize this. My daughter's 55 inches, 55 and a half inches. I don't know. What the heck? Is he taller than the 7-year-old or not? Somebody do the math while I stress eat this chocolate.
Yes, I know what stride rights are. I sometimes have to wear them myself, okay? Not all the time. Sometimes you guys get sexy shoes. You guys got real sexy shoes tonight. These are good. I don't always wear these. Sometimes I gotta do shows and I got lights blinking from my shit. Not that sexy. Now I'm yelling at the kid. Why'd you throw the ball at me? That was not very nice. You don't do that. As I'm yelling at him, the kid's dad is running behind me, pissed off. I don't see the dad. I'm just yelling at the kid. But Adam, my friend, he sees the dad. He does what any good guy friend would do. He goes, let's see what happens here. The dad runs up, grabs me by the shoulder, hard, whips me around, sees my face and goes, I was not expecting that. Like, what were you expecting?
A beard and a goatee?
I don't know, I think he thought I was a kid. Then when he whipped me around, saw my beard, and was like, I was not expecting that. It's like, I'm 30. You shouldn't say that to another man. The only time you should say that is if you're making out with a chick, you pull off her skirt, she's got a dick. I was not expecting that. So now the dad's in this weird circumstance. He looks at me, he looks at his kid, he looks at me, he looks back at his kid, he goes, I can do nothing for you, boy. And he starts walking up. That's what I know I've won. I got away with it. And this dad wanted to hit me. He wanted to hit me, but you can't punch a dwarf. You punch a dwarf, that's a hate crime.
Yeah.
All right? And I got away with it. That's the best part about being a little person. The best part is that you can get away with stuff. I get away with stuff all the time because I'm adorable.
I'm adorable.
If you're cute, you can do things. I can steal, and it's fine. It's fine. I've done it. I was at a grocery store not too long ago.
All right, we can now add to the list of privilege, dwarfism. You know, you have pretty privilege, skinny privilege, white privilege. Now we have dwarf privilege. Add it to the list.
I was there with my buddy. He dared me to steal something. Your buddy dares you to do something, you got to do it. So I go to the cookie aisle. I get a crap load of Keebler cookies. I put them on my shoulder, and I just start walking out of that place with the Keebler cookies. Now,
how many do you think he stacked up on his shoulder?
this little 17-year-old clerk sees me. He walks up. He's like, oh, excuse me, sir. Are you going to pay for those? And like a boss, I just look at this guy and go, nah, bro. My family makes these. It's cool. He let me go.
He let me go.
Of course he let me go. In his mind, he's like, yeah, he's here doing quality control. I can't stop that from happening.
He's the Keebler rep. You know how they have like alcohol reps that visit stores? He's the Keebler rep. He's funny. I can't wait for part 3. You guys have also let me know where I can find the special that I was talking about where he talks about how black people laugh, because I saw a short version of it. I can't wait. I can't, just make sure you're subscribed, like this one, share it, hit the bell notification so you know when I post the next one. And yeah, go and have the day you deserve. Bye.